Hello, everyone, and welcome to another interesting episode of Things Affairs. And today we have a very interesting topic on something most things are so scared to talk about. I'm very shy to talk about it also. It is premarital sex. And I have three important guests. To my left,
Sam Salah.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank
to my
you.
right,
Esther Osheni.
and to my far left,
Rejoice, Douglas.
it's my pleasure having every one of us in the studio.
Thank you.
And then today we're talking about premarital sex. Before we continue, we have to go on a short break. Right back after the break. Welcome back. It's Things Affairs. Pastor Sam Salau, how do you define premarital sex?
Premarital sex. Premarital sex is when there's an engagement in sex and its related activities between members of the opposite sex who are not married together.
Okay.
When there's such engagement, it's not just sex alone.
Okay.
Sex and its related activities. Most people are always focusing on sex. Meanwhile, teens engage in so many of other related activities that's even worse than sex. So all of those engagement put together are regarded as premarital sex. The other things are related to sex.
Okay.
When you begin to, there's oral sex.
Okay.
There are so many other things.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. How about you, Rejoice? How do you define premarital sex?
Premarital sex occurs when two opposite sex come together, comprising of a male and a female,
Okay.
or sometimes male and male, or female and female.
Okay.
Come together and they involve in sexual activities before marriage.
Okay. Thank you very much. And you, how do you define?
Premarital sex occurs when two people involve themselves in sexual activities before marriage.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. But do you think it's a sin?
We don't decide what is sin. We don't think what is sin.
Okay.
What is sin is specified in the Bible.
Okay.
Once God says this is sin, it is sin. Bearing in mind that the same things that a married couple do, and we allow it, is the one we are calling sin now. God has his reasons. So when God says this is the limit, we don't bring our thought line into action. We don't debate it. We decide if God says it is not good for your health, we'll stay away from it. So if God's word says premarital sex is a sin, I don't need to think about it. I go by God's dictate.
So God says it's a sin, we have to go by it's a sin. But do you think it's a sin, Rejoice?
I actually think it's a sin.
Okay, why?
Because it's also even in the Bible, to stay away from adultery, stay away from any sex that were not married. And actually, sex is actually for people that are married, like joined together by God.
Okay.
So we having sex before marriage is actually a sin. Since it's not in the Bible, it's not authorized by God. So it's a sin.
All right. So you, Esther, is it a sin?
Yes, it is a sin. I'll go exactly by what Rejoice is saying.
Okay. So you're saying if I have premarital sex with somebody like my boyfriend, I've committed a very, very great sin, right?
According to God's word, you have.
According to
Marriage is honorable with the bed undefiled.
bed undefiled. But it's my boyfriend's house.
It doesn't matter, you're not joined together. Whether it's his house, his car,
friend know
his
about both of
office,
us.
his anything, you're not joined together.
My friend knew about the guy and myself, so
But they have not endorsed your coming together.
God knows.
God has not endorsed it until you get to the altar.
All right. Thank you very much. So what are the risks teenagers face in premarital sex if they're going into it? The ones that haven't gone into it, what are the risks they get to face? We know it's a sin. We have so many teenagers that have started doing that. I think most of them don't know it's even a sin. And now they're knowing it's a sin. What are the risks they face in practicing such acts?
So many of them talk of a sexually transmitted disease.
Okay.
They will contact any of these. They risk getting pregnant.
Okay.
And when a teenager gets pregnant, it can mar her future if it's not well handled.
Okay.
Some might think of aborting the pregnancy and then develop into some other health risk from there. And then could lead to death.
Okay.
There are so many other risks associated with it.
Thank you. So Esther, what do you think influences teenagers going into premarital sex?
Low self-esteem.
Okay.
The people they move around with, when they influence them, when they have low self-esteem, they can influence them, they can influence their thoughts and tell them, this is what we're doing, and I feel it's not bad, so you should also join in. As far as they want to move or be among a group of people that are popular, they always want to do what they're doing.
Okay, how about you, Rejoice?
I'm thinking it's just like Esther said,
Okay.
like peer pressure, friends pressure, like okay, you see them and you feel odd that they're not doing it. You want to also engage in what they are doing, or maybe also it can also come from the parents too. Like if the parents is not also stable in their relationship, like maybe if the teenager grew up with the habit of like seeing his or her mother engaging in any sexual activity aside from her home, that's it can also lead to that also.
Okay. So have you been pressured by friends to do anything that is ungodly?
Yes, actually, I'll be pressured.
Okay. So how do you manage it?
I actually manage it. I know what's called for in this
Okay.
world, so I don't accept anything they want to like. Their pressure in me.
Okay.
I have this kind of how do I put this now? Okay. They can't just influence me like that or
Okay.
pressurize me to
Okay.
do what I don't want to do. They
Okay.
can't force me to do it. I know my
Okay.
aim. I know what I'm to achieve, and they did not
Okay.
come with me in this world. So pressurizing me in doing what I don't want to do, and after that I will face the consequences by myself. It's not really worth it. So I will
Okay.
not even attempt to do it.
So what you're saying now is you take your stand and then you let whatever they're saying you would work against whatever they are saying and still take your stand as a Christian, right?
Yes, I'll take my time.
How about you, Esther? How do have you been pressured by friends to?
Yes, I have. I've been
Okay.
pressured a lot.
Okay.
But through the help of my counselor, my church counselor,
Okay.
I get to talk to them. I have one person that I'm very close to, so
Okay.
I tell her all my problems and she gives me advice of what to do and what not to do. So that's
Can you
it.
share with us some of the advice she has given to you that has helped you so far?
Okay, she's always told me to be myself.
Okay.
I should not allow what people say about me or what people do
Okay.
should affect me. And the fact that yes, I am more like the only child, so I should be
Okay.
proud. I should make my parents proud of
Okay.
who they are.
All right. Thank you. That's beautiful. So what do you think? We have so many teenagers that are even the aware of the premarital sex and the things that come with it, the consequences. But they still go. They don't even mind. They still go against it and they still practice it. What do you think could be the cause of of them going into the act?
Well, it's commonplace to see teenagers want to flow with their mates.
Okay.
They want to do whatever that person is doing.
Okay.
They don't want to stand out. They want to blend in. So when a teenager finds himself or herself in a place where everybody is doing it, she's easily coerced into doing it, despite knowing that it's not good. So, for example, you have a young girl who is raised in the church, raised by parents, raised with the fear of God, gains admission to the university, and in year one, almost all the girls in her class are doubling up, are getting engaged. She seems to be the only one standing. If she does not have strong support, strong spiritual support and encouragement from people around her, she's likely going to flow with it, although she knows it's bad. Another reason could be financial pressures.
Yeah.
There are some students that don't get enough support from home and needs to support themselves.
Okay.
And the only available assistance they have is their boyfriend who is requesting that if I must do what your father cannot do, then you must give to me what you cannot give to your father. So easily they blend it like that.
So now on the case of financial support, should we now say it's their fault?
Well, you don't. Whatever reason you have to do what is against God's will, it's
Yes.
not excusable.
Okay.
You're at fault. You're at fault.
Okay. So do you have anything to say on that?
I do not really have anything to say to that.
So most of your friends that practice it, and then you've advised them on, oh, don't do it, it's not good. You've given them, you've sat them down, you have friends, do you not?
Yes, sir.
You have friends, and they're very beautiful, and then they have financial issues, and then they know, oh, then there's this brother pressurizing them. You have to give. I want to give you this, and the money is what they want. How do you advise that kind of friend?
The best thing I can do is talk to them,
You've
and
spoken to them.
okay, if I have, the best thing is take it to God and pray. For God to help them and show them the right way to go and to help them financially rather than going to men.
Okay. So what, apart from praying for them, so what advice would you then give to that friend?
The advice I would give to them is to be themselves and to always should try as much as possible. If some parents are able to give them, but maybe they don't trust their child. Depending, like for example, if you need something for school, and then your parents know you that when you ask for this, you don't spend it on exactly what you want to buy or what you tell them you want to buy it on. So they don't trust you.
Do you have friends like that?
Yeah, I have some friends like that.
Okay, all right. How about you, Esther?
I think that some of them I do advise them because I have many of them. I advise them, and if they don't want to yield to my advice, I just like I will leave them and tell them some of the consequences that can actually come out of what they are doing. And make them realize, because many of them are also stubborn too. Might not also lead to what you are saying. So actually, I think prayer is the best, and also prayer is the best, yeah. Or referring them to a counselor or something like that.
All right, thank you very much. It's been a very interesting conversation. We'll have to go on a short break. After the break, we'll be right back. Welcome back. It's still Things Affairs, and we're discussing premarital sex. So, Rejoice, what ways do you think we can use in curbing premarital sex?
Okay, I'm thinking that we can actually make these teenagers aware of the dangers, make the society also aware of the dangers on this premarital sex. Actually, next I'm thinking of is kind of like organizing some activities that like make them some activities, bringing some people, some personnel, bringing them to talk to teenagers. Teenagers use about this premarital sex of the thing.
All right, thank you. Esther, what ways can we use in curbing premarital sex?
For me, I feel if we should be able to meet their parents and enlighten them, because some parents are naive and do not know much about things going on presently. So if we can inform their parents and tell them this is what is going on currently in the country or in the environment, so they should at least teach their children or tell them and help them. We should not just pressurize them on anything. They should try to be calm and let them understand what they are saying to them.
Okay, all right, thank you. So, Pastor, what do you think?
I think so much lies in the hands of parents, counselors, and the church. The society has changed. The generation I grew up in, if a lady engages in premarital sex, she's looked down upon. If there are 5, 6 ladies working together and one of them is virgined, and the remaining 5 are still virgin, she can't move with them again. She's withdrawn. She's feeling bad about herself. All the society I grew up in. In fact, my parents grew up in a society where if you marry and you're not a virgin, it brings a lot of disgrace to your family, But it's the other way around now. If you have 5, 6 young girls who are moving together, and 5 of them are disvirgin, only one is a virgin. It's the virgin that is now withdrawn. She's the one that is feeling unfortunate, feeling unlucky. The society has repainted things, so there's so much in the hands of the church to do. We should do things the right way. We should go back to that generation where we extol the beauty of virginity, where we let them know that there's pride in this thing, and then we celebrate, intentionally create programs and avenues to celebrate this so that everybody wants to be this. So somebody who is not feeling bad because he's a virgin and his friends are disvirgined. So much in the hands of the church and the parents. The parents still need to be educated, needs to put their eyes on what their children are doing, at what point they are keeping relationships, how far they get in their relationships, so they can monitor if things are getting out of hand, and they can quickly correct it.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So, Rejoice, we know the youth are the future for tomorrow, right? So, what roles do you think the church can put together in managing things so that we would not go astray?
For teenagers and for youth, actually, the church can actually bring some counselors to counsel them. Counsel them the way they're supposed to go to, enrich them more, and make them aware of how they're supposed to go to, like the steps they're supposed to take in stopping this marital sex thing or not engaging in it at all. The steps supposed to take, the church supposed to enlighten them, like bring some testimonials, or sometimes church self can also preach about it. That sometimes I just have a special, normal service. The pastor is preaching, dedicated for that. So church can actually do best in that aspect.
Beautiful, thank you very much. So Esther, So what ways do you think churches can come together to curb out premarital sex?
She said something about preaching.
Okay.
Sometimes when they are preaching about it, they don't really say the real thing. Like,
just eat it like that.
Yes, it's better if they say it, like, say the main word.
Yes.
Than just like saying words like if you meet this person, if you touch this person, all those things. I feel right now teenagers at this time, they already understand what it means. They already know, they hear it every time when we go out and stuff. So they should try to make it more clear and understandable for them. And she tried to create programs to help them. And if it's better, they should try to. I know some teens can be stubborn at times, but if the counselors can be strong and have time for them and try to meet them personally and try to catch up with them on how their life is, just like my counselor, that's what she does. She messages me like almost every time on WhatsApp and tells me, give me quotes and stuff like that. I think that should help them. That's how the church can help.
All right, thank you very much. So, Pastor, so what do you have to say about that?
There's a lot that the church can do.
Okay.
There's so much that the church can do. Like they have said, educating the people, educate the youths, educate the teens, educate the parents. Because some parents are not well educated about these things. Aside educating them, the church also should take care of the teens. Let each pastor monitor his teens and be sure that they are in safe hands. You have a young girl who gains admission into the university. The parents can't afford to pay for accommodation. She doesn't have where to stay. They just say, go, God will be with you. My God will ensure that you do not suffer in school. And the girl gets to school and then the only place she has that she can stay is a man's house. The alternative place is to stay in the lecture theater. She has a choice to pick between staying in the lecture theater or staying in the boys' house. She knows there is no help from home. The pastor is not following up to ensure her safety, asking her how it's school. The counselor is not interested in. These are few things we need to do. This age, there's so much being promoted on the media against marrying as a virgin. Almost everything being pushed into people's mouths, being forced on people's throat is premarital sex. We are still battling with the no-belt gang now, and you know what that means and the extent to which it has gone, and you know all of these things, and the church is silent about it. Beyond just educating them, they need to take very serious, active steps to ensure that our teens are guided and trained the way of the Lord.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You have anything to say?
No.
Okay. All right. So I stumbled on this story recently of a young and beautiful girl, teenager, having a conversation with her boyfriend, and then the guy requested of her body for money, her sex for money, and then her mom saw her chatting with the person and got hold of her phone, and then the mother read the story. The mother read the chat rather, and then it's been a very serious issue in the home, and then the mother asked for the public opinion advice on this. How can she manage? How will the parent manage this kind of conversation with, and that they saw of the daughter with the guy? So what do you think the parents should do in this kind of situation, Esther?
Okay. Parents should actually restrict her in some places.
Okay.
Like maybe just restrict some particular places.
Okay.
To go to. Parents also, because parents said we won't lose trust in her. They will not believe her anymore. They don't want her opinion and stuff like that. They should also they should stop remove the ignorance out of them, because before she started doing it, she felt that the parents did not know anything about it, so she just started doing it. Parents should pay more attention
to the child.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. How about you, Esther?
I feel the parents should first of all ask her, what made you go through that state? What made you have that conversation? What exactly do you want from that place? I feel for every teenager to do something, there's a reason behind everything.
Okay.
So for the teenager to decide on, he wants to engage, or she's having a boy that is trying to force her to engage in sex, there must be a reason behind it. So I feel the parents should ask her what was the reason behind it, and if it is possible, they should try as much as possible to help her.
So they should not. Are you both saying they should not flog the girl? They should not beat her?
Flogging would just make
necessary.
no.
Okay. It's not necessary. It's not all teenagers that won't adhere to that one. If you flog them, flog them. Some of them will not even get.
You get used to
They'll
it,
feel
exactly.
They'll feel that if you flog them, when you finish flogging them, they are free. Like they are free.
Like after flogging, what next, right?
Yeah,
Or it can even make them to even involve more in it by saying, okay, since the reason why, for example, if the reason why she's engaging in this is because of her parents, or I won't say blame it on her parents, but because it's relating to her parents, she might be like, okay, since they beat me stuff and they don't care about me, I should just involve myself in it. That's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir. So what do you have to say, Pastor?
I would say that number one, what is the extent of the damage that's done? What has happened? All she had seen is a text message.
Yes.
No, what else has happened after the text message? Now, what she has seen is a text message. I don't know if you understand. Now, this is a text message. The boy pressurizing her to sleep with him. What is the extent of damage? Has she slept?
Okay.
Have they? If they have slept, how often have they been sleeping? For how long have they been sleeping? These are things we need to assess before we now begin to ask ourselves, what should we do about it? Okay, if they have not slept together, if the boy is just asking, no damage done. No damage done. There is no need to kill a mosquito with an AK-47. We just bring a girl back home and then teach her. Okay, what is our contribution to this thing? Now, there's no harm in a man asking a girl to sleep with him. A friend can ask me to come and drink beer.
Okay.
It's no crime. It becomes a crime. It becomes a sin when I cooperate with him, go together to any stupid boy raised by any crazy mother can ask any godly girl to sleep with him. So what is the girl's answer? Now I've picked a phone now. The boy is asking to sleep with me. What is her response to that request? The mother is too quick. She will have just allowed her to respond and see the response. So you can catch her red-handed. You don't assume people. You watch what they want to do. Okay, she has replied. Okay, she said, no, I'm from a godly home. Then her mind is at rest. She knows where to put the prayer. She called her back home. I saw this thing. Thank God for your response. Then she knows what advice to give to her. Okay, me too. I've been looking for a way to sleep with you before. Where are we going to meet? Then she knows what to address at that point. So what is the extent of our contribution to that conversation before we now begin to prepare a preferred solution to it? If in a case nothing has happened and the girl is still clean, encourage her the more. Talk to her, feed her with God's word, give her good examples, give her reasons why she must remain chaste. If in a case something has happened, it's not the time to take in and begin to beat or begin to shout on the girl. If a girl is 16 years old, she's old enough to do things and the parents will not know. She can password her phone next time. She may have a phone that you will not know. Just look for godly ways to ensure that she comes back to the fold where you have raised her before.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So Rejoice, in conclusion, what do you think? What's your advice to teenagers that are practicing it and then those that are even thinking of practicing it already?
Okay, my advice to teenagers that are practicing it and those that have not even engaged in it at all is that they should actually stop because these consequences are not really good. Not good for their future. And also, it's what you do when you're small that will determine what will happen to you in the future. So if you don't build a good foundation, how will you now grow up? You will not grow up well. Like actually that premarital sex makes them like immaturity. They lack many things like preparedness or even marriage. So I just advise them that you should stay away from it, abstain from sex. Before marriage, like after marriage now.
All right, thank you. So Esther, so what do you think is your advice?
My advice is for them to try as much as possible to be careful of who they make friends with. Firstly, you should be careful of how they make their expression or impression on people, because depending on how you meet, when you meet a guy and then you're having this weird or you're trying to do some things, the guy will have a weird feelings or another thought of okay, this is what this girl wants, and then you'll probably ask her, and having a low self-esteem, you can just influence her on doing it. So I feel she should just be careful of how she expresses herself outside. That's why our parents are always telling us to be careful of how we dress and stuff like that. We should also we should be careful because the consequences can also be bad. Like it can affect your marriage, it can affect your future and stuff like that. So I think that's all.
Right, thank you very much. So Pastor, in conclusion, So what's your advice to teenagers and young adults?
To abstain from premarital sex.
Okay. Those that have done it, Uncle.
To still withdraw.
Okay.
You have done it, don't do it again.
All right.
Because whatever you think you are enjoying today, you have more to lose tomorrow.
All right, thank you very much. It's been a very interesting conversation with you, Rejoice, Esther, and Pastor Sam Salau. I really enjoyed every bit of it. It's been a very interesting conversation with you, Rejoice, Esther, and Pastor Sam. But I have to go. Till I come away next, my name is Alabasho, and this is Teams Affairs.